Hello there, everybody. This is Big Polly coming to you. Welcome to another game here in the Hometown Football League. This one, game number 10, week number 9, between Carolina and Tennessee, as you see there on the graphic. Carolina coming in as the road team, 5 and 2, will be controlled by the computer. Tennessee 3 and 4, so they really need a win here to keep pace. In the Upper North Division, as we transition into the main game screen, you can have the ability to zoom into the upper left and you see the standings in that upper south division. Did I say upper north earlier? Oh well. Carolina's 5 and 2, Tennessee 3 and 4. So they need a win here to keep pace in the upper south and have any chance of winning. This is a very big make or break game for them as we head into the second half of the season. Tennessee is favored by 2 points, actually, by the computer odds makers, such as they are. 58 degrees, a slight wind of 0 to 5 mile per hour, no precipitation at LP Field in Nashville, Tennessee, the Music City. Carolina deferred, so Tennessee will receive to start the game. Steve McNair of Tennessee facing Cam Newton of Carolina. Two quarterbacks that have made a Super Bowl and each lost their only appearance to date in the Super Bowls that they appeared in. John Fox coaching Carolina. Jeff Fisher coaching the Tennessee Titans. Mariani, McAdley, and Mason back deep for the Titans, which I hope the Nashville fans will remember. We'll get this puppy started. It's going to be 6 yards deep in the end zone. Mariani will down it. And Tennessee will have a 1st and 10. Johnson and Hall, your two running backs for Tennessee. Mason and Bennett at wideout. Wycheck tight ending. Is that such a word? McNair at quarterback. Ruse, Scott, Hartwig, Olson, and Runyon leading the way for Tennessee on the offensive line. For Carolina, they got a pretty solid defense led by Peppers, Julius Peppers, Rucker, Jenkins, and Short, your front four. Davis, Coochley, the other 10 on this Carolina defense, and Beeson are your linebackers. Norman, Lucas, Minter, and Harris, your defensive backs. So if you're Tennessee, their strategy is to try to throw and throw often against them, I would think. But they're going to start off with going to Chris Johnson. Tennessee wearing more or less Houston Oilers colors, because they were the Tennessee Oilers at one point before settling on the name of the Titans. Johnson picks up a gain of 1. Beeson makes the tackle on that 1st and 10 play, and that sets up 2nd and 9. They'll look to Mason on the quick slant, 2nd and 9. That's a throw and a catch to Lucas, and that's good for 10 yards. Not to Lucas, taken down by Lucas, it was to Bennett. That was a gain of 10 and a 1st down. They'll go to Hall on a screen. And it's good. And Hall with a lot of running room past the 40. Looked like he fumbled. Wycheck made the recovery for the Titans at the 44. Johnson, off tackle right. And let's see what happened there. A gain of 3. Beeson on the stop for the Panthers. A 2nd and 7 situation. They'll go 3 wide early and look to right. And Carolina playing a tight defense, so this might work for them. McNair fumbles, but Tennessee retains possession. 2nd time this series they have fumbled. Loss of a yard, setting up 3rd and 8. They'll go Wycheck on a medium fly route. He's one of the 89s. That's 85 who catches it, but he'll be short of the 1st down. That was Mason, a gain of 6. But they needed 8. Minter out of the game with a hand injury. 4th and 2. Way too long to try a field goal. And Brett Kern will come on to try a punt. aimed at the sidelines. Punt goes out of bounds at the 10, and that's where Carolina takes over for their first series. We have no score, 11:20 left to go. If you have just tuned in or you have just jotted forward a little bit on this video, this YouTube video that I'm doing, glad you have joined us. And here's the Carolina offense. Williams and Goings. D'Angelo Williams is the tailback. Goings at full. Smith and Muhammad at wideout. Olsen will be your tight end. Seems to be heading to the broadcast booth when his days are over with. Newton at quarterback. Out of Auburn, Gross, Norwell, Khalil, Wharton, and Brockenmeyer will be your offensive line. For Tennessee, Kearse, Vandenbosch, Hainsworth, and Casey, your front four. Bullock, Tulloch, Brown, your linebackers. Finnegan, Roll, Bayard, and Griffin will be your defensive backs. 1st and 10 for Cam Newton's boys. They got 90 yards to go for 6. And that's not a good start for them as D'Angelo Williams is stuffed behind the line. Brown, a 1-yard tackle as I bang into the keyboard here with my knee. Sorry about that, folks. A loss of a yard. And that's at 2nd and 11 at the 9. Penalty as I open up a Coke here. So that will be the sound effect you hear.
Number 89, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Smith called for a false start. And it's now a 2nd and 16. Ball at the 4. Newton in his own end zone, looking to throw, incomplete, looking for Steve Smith, but he was not there. They bring Kelvin Benjamin in, the Panthers do. Use him as a 3rd wideout. 3rd and 16 from the 4. That's a throw right on the numbers to Olsen. And a gain of 21. 1st and 10. Ball moves out to the Carolina 25. Believe this is Goings. It is. He gains 3. Kearse on the stop. For Tennessee. 2nd and 7. Ball to 28. Goings again. A gain of 3 more. Hainsworth makes the tackle for the Titans. Sets up 3rd and 4 at the 31. 3rd and 4 at the 31, he said. As I cue this forward over the middle. That's Olsen again. Gain of 14. Olsen, I believe, with 2 catches, 35 yards. And Cam Newton is 2 out of 3 for 35 yards. So both went to Olsen so far. 1st and 10 at the 45. Pitch to Goings. And he's going to be trapped for a loss of 3. Kearse with the tackle for the Titans. 2nd and 13 at the 42. This is Newton. That is a screen to Olsen, who goes down the right sideline. And he gained 12 of the 13 yards needed for the first, so they'll be 1 yard shy. 3rd and 1. Ball now on the plus side of the field for the Panthers. The Tennessee 46. Pitch to D'Angelo. He's got the 1st down. Pass the 40 to the 39. Kearse was injured on the last play. And he will be out a few plays. So they bring Morgan in. That is Derek Morgan. You see him there out of Georgia Tech. Into the game. 1st and 10 at the 39. Newton over the middle. Olsen again, I think. Yes, but a marker. Which was picked up. And that's Olsen's 3rd catch of this drive. He has 4 catches now. I'm sorry, this was his 4th catch of the drive. 50 yards, because I forgot about the screenplay that went to him. 1st and 10 at the 28. Newsom back in the pocket. He's getting a lot of time to throw. In fact, he scrambled, gained 2 yards. Tulloch makes the stop for Tennessee. 2nd and 8 at the 26. 2 states that share a border. That's to Olsen, his 5th catch of this drive, a gain of 10. 12 plays, 74 yards. That's how long the drive has gone for Carolina. So this is play number 13 coming up. Reverse to Steve Smith. He's got the 1st down and a gain of 11. That's his longest run of the season. Of course, a wide receiver doesn't rush the ball too frequently. And it's now 1st and goal at the Tennessee 5. So can the Panthers cap a 90-yard drive here to start the game? 14th play of the drive coming up. Newton, again with a lot of time and a touchdown. This went to D'Angelo Williams for the last 5 yards, and it is 6-0 Carolina. Your point after try, good by Sly, and it's 7-0. Carolina leading Tennessee, 2:55 left. That was, let's look at the drive statistics again. 14 plays, 90 yards, and it took 8:25 off of the clock. So a nice effort there by Carolina to start the game. They have set the tone. Mariani back deep for Tennessee. He will take it 7 yards deep. Tennessee does have the wind advantage, such as it is, up to 5 miles per hour. So they will get it back in the fourth quarter, and then Carolina gets the wind advantage for quarters 2 and 3. Trap right, Chris Johnson, 1st and 10. Johnson finds a hole and gains about 8 yards. Beeson on the tackle for Carolina, and that'll set up 2nd down and 2. Play action to Mason. Hoping he could solve the middle like Perry Mason, a gain of 15. Norman makes the stop for the Panthers. So the Titans put together a 1st down. And they're going to screen it to Johnson this time on 1st. And that was swatted down by somebody, Rucker. You hear the Carolina fans cheering that. And it's now 2nd and 10 at the 43. They'll go 3 wide, as Tennessee really wants to aggressively go at the defense of Carolina. They think that they're weak in the backfield, the defensive backfield. Medium out to Mason. 2nd and 10. That is caught by Mason, and a gain of 14. Double tight end set now for Tennessee. They'll sweep it right with Chris Johnson. Johnson to the 40, to the 35. He's got the 1st down to the 30, a gain of 13. And that'll do it for the 1st quarter. Your score after 1, Carolina 7, Tennessee nothing. And here are your next 3 days worth of games here on the Hometown Football League, brought to you by the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock, we got Indianapolis entertaining Atlanta. These are all Week 3 rematches, by the way. These teams met Week number 3. They're now meeting again Week number 9. And Kansas City went to Denver Week 3, so now they're hosting. So Denver and Kansas City will be 9 o'clock Wednesday. On Thursday, we have games a little earlier for you because of Thursday Night Football, real-life Thursday Night Football on the NFL Network, maybe on Fox, I don't know. Las Vegas at Arizona, that'll be an unplugged game at 5:30, and then we have Seattle, San Francisco at 7. Then Friday night, back to our normal time of 7 o'clock to launch our games, Los Angeles and San Diego. San Diego pulling off an upset in LA Week 3. That's at 7, followed by Green Bay at Chicago, the Monday night game. That'll be a YouTube premiere at 9 o'clock and then on demand afterwards, starting at about 10 o'clock or so. And then Monday, we start week number 10, and we'll have more details on that tomorrow right here on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel. We're doing things a little bit differently from week number 10 onward, and I'll explain that in future days. In fact, I already have. 7-0 Carolina leading Tennessee. 95 yards of total offense for Carolina on 14 plays. Tennessee 11 plays and 82 yards. Right now a 1st and 10 at the Carolina 30. Back to the base set. And I think it's time to try to take a crack at the end zone here with Bennett on a play action long pass. McNair instead is going to run. Gains 6 yards. I had to sneeze, folks, so I apologize for the delay. Norman brought him down. Norman, was that you? That's from a movie called Psycho. Look that one up. 2nd down and 4. And they'll go Johnson, and they will go off tackle right. a first down, but we have a penalty marker down.
Holding offense. Number 71, 10-yard penalty.
So holding by ruse nullifies the first down, and it sets up second down and 14. So Tennessee in a little bit of a spot now, but the way they've been throwing the ball, McNair, 5 out of 6, 58 yards, they could get themselves out of it pretty easily. Medium fly to Wycheck. And the sure-handed Frank Wycheck picks up 12 yards, and that sets up a 3rd and 2. This would be a good time for more play action. Mason on a play action short pass. But Carolina was playing tight. A dump off instead to Hall, and he picked up 13. That moves it to the Carolina 9. Johnson, trap right, 1st and 10. Blitz coming, so we'll switch it to the screen. McNair was forced out of the pocket, ran to his right, and just threw it away. And no intentional grounding called. 2nd and goal at the Niner. Short cross to Wycheck. Blitz coming, so we're going to change it to a slant to Mason. McNair's going to run, and he gets back to the line. Actually, he gains a yard. 3rd and goal at the 8. Wycheck. Short hitch. Incomplete. Wycheck nearly had it, but it went right by him. 4th and goal at the 8. It's going to be field goal time. Barones has an 80% chance of hitting one from 25. And we have a marker down. Don't count the score yet.
Offense, 10-yard penalty.
And Runyon called for holding. We'll make it a 67% chance that Barones can hit from 35. Still good. And it's 7-3 with 11:37 left to go. Goodson, Oliver, and Stewart back deep for Carolina. I'm chuckling because Carolina has a Goodson who's a return man, and Jacksonville has Todman who's a return man. Goodson and Todman were game show developers back in the days when game shows were frequented on national television on CBS, ABC, and NBC back in the 70s, maybe up to the middle part of the 80s. 1st and 10 at the 20. So I always get a kick seeing Goodson or Todman there. Here's Newton. Goings picks up the first down all by himself, a gain of 10. Roll made the stop for Tennessee, and it's now 1st and 10 again, but this time at the Carolina 30. We have 11:26 left till half. D'Angelo Williams, and we know he's got explosive running speed. That's a gain of 12. And it's now 1st and 10 Carolina at the 42. Last time these teams played, it was 27-7, Carolina winning at home in Charlotte against Tennessee. Right now they lead 7-3. Looking for that 2-game sweep. Home and home sweep. Newton, just enough for the first down. And it's now 1st and 10 again for Carolina at the 48. Tennessee's defense having all kinds of trouble right now. Newton in the pocket. He's got a lot of time, and he throws to Smith, a gain of 28. And that was Smith's first catch of the day. That moves the ball to the Tennessee 20 for a 1st and 10. D'Angelo, 20, 15. Down at the 12 by Bullock and a gain of 8. So D'Angelo Williams, 4 rushes for 26 yards. Olsen's already got 5 for 60, 5 catches for 60. 2nd and 2 at the 12. They go to Goings. And here comes another first down, a gain of 6, which whacks the distance needed for the touchdown in half. 1st and goal at the 6. And that was Curse making the tackle for the Titans. They go to Goings again. And maybe he gained a yard or 2. Gain of 1, they're going to say. Curse makes the stop. And it's going to be a 2nd and goal. And pardon me during this play if I cough. D'Angelo, thank God for that mute button. Trap left, no gain. Curse on the stop. Third and goal at the 5, so a big play here for Carolina. Batted at the line by somebody. It was Casey getting a finger on it. And we'll profile him. Jarrell Casey out of USC. Probably saved a touchdown there for his team. They bring Sly on to try a field goal from 22 yards, which he gets, and it's 10-3. But Tennessee's still in the game with 5:37 left until the half. Cam Newton, 7 for 9, 101 yards and a touchdown. Here's your kickoff. And it's downed, 9 yards deep in the end zone. No reason to take a risk there. Play action medium pass to Mason. Tennessee going to keep attacking that backfield of Carolina.
Illegal contact, defense. Number 34, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And sometimes if you're the Carolina D, when you get it right, you get it wrong. Grant called for illegal contact, move the Titans up 5, and that's a first down. It's going to be Johnson, trap right. Busted play maybe there. Yes, it was. As McNair still had the ball after the handoff, and he was hammered by Rucker. That is Mike Rucker out of Nebraska. You see him there on your screen. 6 tackles in his last game, which was week 7. A lot of these teams had byes last week. In fact, 26 did. We only have 2 teams that haven't had a bye yet. That's Jacksonville and Miami, and they each played this week. So it's now 2nd and 11. Passing situation, I would think, for Tennessee. And we'll go Wycheck again. McNair sacked by Rucker. Rucker just came up the middle. And McNair was a dead duck. 3rd and 21. To Mason on a long pass. McNair's going to scramble, but he's got a lot of yards to get, and he won't get them all. Gain of 11. And with 3:49 left, Tennessee's going to have to punt. Brett Kern, who's currently one of the best punters in the NFL, here in the year of our Lord 2020, he's punting deep. We have a marker down. That punt went
Offsides,
75
offense.
yards,
5-yard penalty.
but it might come back. Actually, no, it's going to be declined. So that was a moonshot by Brett Kern. 75-yard punt. Nicely done. 1st and 10 Carolina at their own 20. We have 3:10 left in the half. D'Angelo, 30, 35. Pick up a 15. So D'Angelo Williams, 6 carries for 41 yards. Will show his progress real quick. He had that 193-yard gain against Tampa Bay in that 32-21 win where Tampa Bay seemed to be in control in the first half, but Carolina came storming back with their running attack. And he had 114 yards against Indianapolis week 5. And against Seattle, of course, they just lost to Seattle in a surprise loss. Out in the Pacific Northwest, he only had 55 yards. So 1st and 10 at the 35. It's D'Angelo again. 40, 45. Did he get the first down? He did. Hainsworth may not return, which brings in Derek Marks to the game at defensive tackle. 1st and 10 at the 45, and that lightens up the depth of the defensive line for Tennessee, so it might make it easier for Carolina to run.
False start. Offense. Number 69, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
But you have to stay penalty free, and Gross just committed a false start penalty, and that makes it 1st and 15 at the 40. We have 2:24 left till half. Newton sacked by Curse. That looked like it might have been one of those RPO plays, a run-pass option. We'll run it again on... can we run it again on instant replay? We can. As Newton just kind of loitered behind his line for a little bit, and it might have been one of those run-pass option plays. We'll go to the 2-minute warning. It's 10-3 Carolina. 2nd and 18 at the 37. It's Newton, incomplete, looking for Goings. 3rd and 18. Each team has 3 timeouts, by the way, left in the half. That's over the middle to number 81, Benjamin, who gains 9. And now Tennessee will call that first timeout. They'll have 2 left. It's going to be punting time for Carolina. And that was Nortman punting it to the 11. And Mariani let it go to the sideline. The punt went 43 yards. So 1st and 10 for Tennessee. They trail 10-3. They got the ball to start the game, so it might be imperative upon them to try to get a score before the half, since Carolina will get the ball to start the second. Mason on a short slant. Thrown and caught, a gain of 8. And that's Norman who made the tackle. Tennessee will hurry. They're not going to waste a timeout, though. On 2nd and 2, hitch to Wycheck. And it's caught by Mason, a gain of 4. Now Tennessee will use a timeout. They have 1 left. They're still at their own 23. They still got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I think somebody said that once. Mason on the medium out. 1st and 10 at the 23. Caught on the sideline by Mason, a gain of 9, but it's going to come back.
Number 73, 10-yard penalty.
They get Scott. Jake Scott for holding. That's not Jake Scott of the Miami Dolphins. It's a different Jake Scott who plays guard. You see him there, number 73, but yet you see Jake Scott of the Miami Dolphins. Oh, well. Medium fly to Mason. 1st and 20. Sack by Short. And McNair has been getting abused by his offensive line, not protecting him. And Carolina now calls timeout. They have 2 left. And Tennessee would be wise to abandon any hopes for a score here. Johnson, outside run. And this is one of these plays where the animation is betraying us. A gain of 9, which moves it to the 14. And if I'm Tennessee, I am Tennessee actually, I'm just going to let them burn their timeouts on me. Off tackle right, Johnson loses a yard. Carolina will use its last timeout, 55 seconds to go. Kern will punt it away. And that's going to be returned a little bit by Oliver,
receiving team,
but a penalty against Carolina. Kuchley for holding, backing Cam Newton's boys up to their own 30 with 49 seconds left. They have no timeouts. Tennessee has 1. See what Newton can do on 1st and 10. He will scramble past the 40, out the 43, to the 43, a pickup of 13. And will Newton spike it? He will, stopping the clock at 26 seconds left in the half. Newton, 8 for 12, 110 yards. 2nd and 10 at the 43 with the spiked football. Little dump off to Williams, gaining 3 and getting out of bounds. 3rd and 7 at the 46. A sack by Tulloch, losing 12 yards, and that might do it for the half. And it does do it for the half. So at the halftime break, Carolina 10, Tennessee 3. 205 yards for Carolina at halftime. They have run 30 plays. Tennessee 23 plays run and 126 yards. Goodson again back deep for the Panthers, and this will be a touchback. 1st and 10, Carolina with the 10-3 lead. See what Newton can do. 1st and 10 to D'Angelo. And D'Angelo Williams has a couple of yards. Vanden Bosch on the tackle for the Titans, and it's 2nd and 8. Newton looking but not finding anybody. D'Angelo Williams was the intended receiver. Brockemeyer is going to come off. So your offensive line now for Carolina: Gross, Norwell, Khalil, Wharton, and Skrepenek out of the University of Michigan. 3rd and 8. Over the head of Olsen as Cam Newton let that go on the run. Put a little hot sauce on that pass. 4th and 8. So Nortman back to punt for the Panthers. That's Mariani returning at 10 yards. The punt went 50. The return went 10. So it'll be a 40-yard net. Ball at the Tennessee 38 for a 1st and 10. 14:04 left in the third quarter. And it's Chris Johnson off tackle right. He gains 3 yards. Johnson now 7 carries, 36 yards. Let's take a look at how Johnson has been doing game to game. 147 yards last week in the 16-6 win to Philadelphia. Most of that came late in that game. He's gone over 100 4 times. His best was against Atlanta in a 41-17 effort, week 6, where he rushed for 175 yards. 2nd and 7 at the 41 as we head back to the here and now. Slant to Wycheck. Incomplete. That sets up 3rd and 7. Medium pass. And a look to Bennett here. Off of his hands. Incomplete. So McNair now 9 out of 14, 96 yards. And Kern comes in to punt. And he hopes the punt doesn't go 59. Instead, it is returned by Oliver, 10 yards, to the 23 after the punt went 46. So a 36-yard net there. 1st and 10 at the 23. This is D'Angelo Williams who catches it on the check down. A gain of 6. Setting up 2nd and 4. D'Angelo again, and he's just short of 1st down yardage. Bullock made the tackle. That sets up 3rd and inches. And Newton's going to throw. And it's caught. Gain of 35 to Muhammad. And those 3rd and inches, it's very easy for the defense to play tight. And sometimes when they do that, the offense has a play-action play set up and go or a long pass, and you could really get good yardage off of that, catching the defense napping, and that's what happened there. 1st and 10 at the Tennessee 32. Newton throwing, incomplete, looking for Olsen. 2nd and 10 now. It's Newton again. 1st down yardage, past the 15, down to the 12. And Cam Newton's having himself quite a day. Let's see how he's been doing running the ball. 4 carries, 45 yards. An 11.3 average. 1st and 10 at the 12. Newton now plays with the New England Patriots. A pass to Williams, a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 from the 6. It's Newton. Touchdown. Can't leave Superman that wide open, and it's a touchdown for Carolina to extend their lead. Your point after. Good.
Offsides. Defense.
And
5-yard penalty.
Carolina will be kicking from the 40. As Brown was committed on offsides on the extra point. Mariani back deep for the Titans. It's a touchback with the 5 extra yards. And now Tennessee with work to do. Slant to Mason on 1st and 10 from the 20. Incomplete. Norman on the coverage. They'll go wide check, medium cross, 2nd and 10. Incomplete.
Holding. Offense. Number 75, 10-yard penalty.
Tennessee not playing with any sense of cohesion right now. 2nd and 20. Medium out to Drew Bennett. Incomplete, as Carolina was in a quarter defense there. 4 wide. Shotgun, man in motion. Long pass. The look for Mason on 3rd and 20. Blitz coming. But what can you do? McNair scrambles, but he's going to be way short of the first down. A gain of just 4. Needed 20. So Tennessee punts again with 8:35 left in the third. Brett Kern back deep. Brett Kern back deep to punt. And Lewis Oliver, a nice return of 14 yards after the punt went 54. So that was a 40-yard net. But Carolina in good field position at their own 46, looking to extend a 17-3 lead as we approach the midway mark in the third quarter. Newton to D'Angelo, and that's another gain of 3 yards on a dump-off pass. D'Angelo has 5 catches for 23 yards to go of his 9 rushes for 57. 2nd and 7 now at the 49. Newton likes to scramble. He gains 2 yards this time. Vandenbosch on the tackle for the Titans. 3rd and 5 at the Tennessee 49. Incomplete, but a marker.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 31, automatic. First down.
Byard called for the PI. And that sets up 1st and 10 at the Tennessee 40. Carolina showing you why they're leading in the division right now at 5 and 2, this Upper North Division. A lot of people already penciling in Carolina playing New Orleans for the Southern Conference Championship in a few weeks, about 9 weeks from now. 2nd and 6 at the 36. Marker.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 93, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
They get Vandenbosch that time for encroachment. And that's 7 penalties now for 59 yards for Tennessee. Carolina, 4 for 25. 2nd and 1, ball at the 31. D'Angelo. On the sweep, he gained 7. Curse on the stop for Carolina. Not for Tennessee, I'm sorry. 1st and 10, Carolina at the Tennessee 24. Goings. Gain of 2. Vandenbosch makes the tackle that time. And it's now a 2nd and 8. Ball to 22. This time, Newton finds a target. And it's Muhammad, a gain of 11 to the 14. Make that to the 11-yard line. A gain of an 11 to the 11. And then another one of these half-the-distance cuts. Cortland Finnegan, made the tackle for Tennessee. It's now 1st and 10 at the 11. That is Olsen, touchdown. And the way Olsen's been playing, he deserved one. That's his first touchdown catch of the day. Newton has now thrown 2 touchdowns on the day. And Carolina, with the sly extra point, in control, leading 24-3 with 3:28 left in the third. So Tennessee, a lot of work they have to do. And Mariani's going to return it 3 yards deep from his end zone. Tennessee wants to make something happen here. Gain of 25,
receiving team.
They can't catch a break right now. Roll called for the illegal block, and that backs Tennessee back to their own 6. 24-3. Hitch to Mason on first. And Dare scrambles, just gets out of the end zone and picks up 3 yards. Rucker on the stop for the Panthers. Hall screenplay on 2nd and 7. And McNair flushed out of the pocket, and that's usually a bad sign when he's forced out of the pocket on the screen. It's now 3rd and 7. Medium pass, and we'll look to right the ship here. Fumble by McNair. Johnson got it back, but the Titans lose a yard. So it's 4th and 8, and their downward spiral has continued. Brett Kern to punt again. Oliver on the return to the plus side of the 50, a gain of 5. Punt went 47, so the net was 42. In fact, they're going to spot the ball at midfield. 1st and 10 at the 50. 1:33 left in the third. D'Angelo picks up 4 yards. Finnegan on the stop for Tennessee. 2nd and 6. And that's another nice gain for D'Angelo Williams, a gain of 15. 31 seconds left in quarter number 3. Will they run another play? They will not. And it's 24-3 Carolina after 45 minutes. Franchise Hockey Manager 6, the Brass Bonanza Series, has returned. Available for you every weekend right here on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel. Right now, we should be in December of 1980. We do a game of the month every month, and then when we get to the playoffs, we do every playoff series. The Hartford Whalers are in. Hartford, in my sim, reached the final 8 in 1979-1980 before losing to the Islanders, but the Islanders in that sim did not win the Stanley Cup. The St. Louis Blues did, so it's kind of interesting to see what happens in an alternative timeline, and we'll be following the Hartford Whalers of now 1980 and 81 every weekend for you right here on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel. As we return to LP Field in Nashville, Tennessee, it's 24-3, Tennessee trailing by Carolina. It's Tennessee with 3 points and Carolina with 24. And they're driving again as we start quarter number 4. Tennessee has 135 yards of total offense. They did not really do all that much in the third. They have run 32 plays. Carolina at 343 on 49 plays. So here's your 1st and 10 play, ball to 31. Gain of 1.
Defense. Number 99, 5-yard penalty.
They get marks for offside. 1st and 5 now at the 26. I see some fans here at LP Field with their car keys in hand, probably thinking if Carolina should score one more time, they're going to get on out of here and try to beat the highway traffic. A 1-yard gain for Williams. Curse on the tackle. 2nd and 4 at the 25. This is going to be Nick Goings. Back to the line, and that's all for him. Setting up 3rd and 4. Panthers in a 3-wide set. Over the middle to Olsen, incomplete. And now Sly comes on to try to slyly put in a 42-yard field goal. Kick is up, right down the money. Right down the pike. On the money. I kind of combined two phrases there. 27-3 Carolina. They're rolling along right now, and here's the kickoff back to Mariani. He will down it 4 yards deep. So, does Tennessee make changes? They look for some here. They have put in the past Mariota in at quarterback. They will do so here. Marcus Mariota out of Oregon is going to replace McNair for the 4th quarter. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 20. Let's see what he can do. Slightly better rated passer, so that's why he goes in. Medium fly to Mason, 1st and 10. And Mariota can run. Did so quite frequently at Oregon. A fumble. And Chris Johnson again recovers the fumble for Tennessee. How many times has Tennessee fumbled? That was their 4th of the day. And they have recovered all of them. Since there have been no turnovers in this game, we can figure that out. 2nd and 4, ball at the 26. Let's see what kind of arm Mr. Mariota has. Play action to Mason. A sack by Kuechly and a loss of 12. That is the 3rd sack of the game for Tennessee. And it seems like their quarterbacks have been sacked like a million times. 3rd and 16, they'll go a long fly to Drew Bennett. Incomplete. Lucas on good coverage. For Carolina, Kern punts again. And Oliver returns it 9 yards to the 47 of Carolina. The punt went 48, so the net was 39. We have 11:23 left to go in the game. 27-3 Carolina. They beat Tennessee the first time these two teams met in Charlotte, 27-7. So let's see what Carolina can do here. If they can score some more points. And remember, one of the first few tiebreakers is point differential. So it is important. 1st and 10, ball at the 47. If teams are tied in their division, it goes to head-to-head record. It goes to divisional record. If they both played in the same division, and then the next tiebreaker is points scored against point differential, the points you scored against the points you gave up. Then points scored is the 4th tiebreaker. The 5th tiebreaker is power rankings according to the computer simulation, and then the 6th rating would be a random draw. 6th tiebreaker criterion would be a random draw. That would settle it. 2nd and 5 at the 48. D'Angelo Williams. I don't think the coin toss tiebreaker has ever been used. Williams is out of the game, tweaking his knee after going over 100 yards for the day. They will bring in Jonathan Stewart, to replace him at running back for the remainder of the game. 1st and 10 at the 33. We hope D'Angelo is okay. Gain of a yard. In fact, we could check and see what the status is for D'Angelo Williams. He is just out for the game with a knee injury. That's all we know right now. And it's 2nd and 9 at the 32. To Jonathan Stewart, who gains 2 yards, setting up a 3rd and 7. 9:34 left in the game. Newton to Stewart, and he's trapped for a loss by Vanden Bosch. Loss of 3. They'll trot Sly on to try a 50-yard field goal. And that is right on the money. And the points piling up for Carolina. They have 23 unanswered, and it's 30-3 with 8:02 left. Mariani just take a knee and let Marcus Mariota go to work. He's going to go bootleg on 1st and 10. But the defense for Carolina just a little too hungry. Luke Kuechly introduces himself to Mariota. He's out of Boston College. And so far, he has had some good games. He had a 12-tackle game against Atlanta in that 10-3 game in the first week of the season. And then a 14-tackle effort against Seattle. 2nd and 10, we have 7:55 left to go in this one. Go Mason on the medium slant. You got me thinking of Atlanta, and I thought of Andre Rison. To Hall. Hall gets the first down.
The runner was stopped short of the first down. No timeout will be charged.
And then Carolina challenges it, and the play's result gets overturned. 3rd and inches instead of a first down. Sweep right with Mariota. And he's got yardage. 40 to the 45, a pickup of 16 yards. Actually, the ball is at the 46. to right on the short cross. And a sack by Rucker. Fourth sack of the game for Carolina and the second today for Mr. Rucker. Setting up 2nd and 17. They will screen it to Chris Johnson. Carolina hasn't put in their scrubs yet. Their second team defense, and sometimes we do see Bennett, well, at least I don't think it's the scrubs. A long fly to Bennett on 3rd and 17. Incomplete. 4th and 17, and Kern will have to punt again. Tennessee can do no right offensively in this game against Carolina.
Holding. Receiving team.
Harris booked for holding. Carolina starting at their own 6 with 5:14 left. They lead by 27, 30-3. Gain of 3. Stewart. Bullock on the tackle. 2nd and 7 at the 9. Stewart tries to pop it outside, but Kearse says, no, you don't. Matt Moore enters the game at quarterback for Carolina. 3rd and 5 at the 11. This is Stewart. A 1-yard gain, and Carolina will have to punt with 3:36 to go. Nortman, his punt looked like a long one. It went 48 yards, so not the case. Mariani returned at 6, and it's 1st and 10 Tennessee with 2:59 to go. Screen to Johnson on 1st and 10 as fans are heading to the exits now at LP Field in Nashville. Loss of a yard. Navies comes up and makes the tackle, and yes, here comes the second string defense for Carolina. A lot of 4s, 5s, and 6s in there now. Long slant to Bennett on 2nd and 11. As this will help the numbers a little bit for Tennessee's side. Gain of 23 as Mariota throws it to Bennett, tackled by Poole. 2:14 left. They will not be able to get another playoff before the 2-minute warning, so we'll stop it there. And we'll go long slant to Mason on 1st and 10. Blitz coming, so this might be a good play. Mariota picked, and that was Coleman. It was his first interception of the year. He returned it 4 yards to the 13. He caught it at the 9. And Matt Moore comes back on for Carolina. As you can almost put this game in the can with 1:50 to go. Each team with 3 timeouts, but why would each team deign to use them here? No gain for Goodson. Goodson and Stewart, your running backs now for Carolina. I am not calling timeout because there's no chance of me winning. 2nd and 10. This is Stewart, who loses a yard. And this might be the last play of the game. No, actually, we might have another play. Yeah, take a knee, guys. This one is over. I'm not going to contest it. And that's your game. 30-3. Carolina beats Tennessee. So Carolina gets the season sweep on Tennessee, a 27-7 win in Charlotte and a 30-3 win in Nashville. We'll first look at the player stats. Might want to give D'Angelo Williams the game ball here. I think he should get MVP honors, although Cam Newton did not play bad at all. 118.9 rating, and he also had 53 yards rushing. Mariano went 3 for 7 in relief. And Kearse was the leading tackler for either team. And for Tennessee, he had 9 tackles on the day. And Norman and Tulloch had 8. Norman for Carolina, Tulloch for Tennessee. Look at the team stats. Tennessee was held to 170 yards of total offense. They were perfect in the red zone, but it was only a field goal that they kicked. Carolina was also perfect, 4 for 4. 3 touchdowns and the field goals, accounting for 24 of their points. Carolina ran 63 plays. They had the ball 37 minutes. Tennessee 42 plays, but only held it 22 minutes. 14 penalties in the game, 9 committed by Tennessee, and Tennessee had the only turnover. Carolina had 24 first downs, and Tennessee had 11. Your scoring summary, you see it there. 23 straight points for Carolina to finish the game after Tennessee kicked their field goal early in quarter number 2 to get it to 7-3. It was all Carolina from that point. So we will update the standings. Carolina to 6-2 in the Upper South. Indianapolis a half game ahead of Tennessee. That's our next game, by the way. Indianapolis hosting Atlanta. In the Lower South, the Upper South and the Lower South are part of the Southern Conference. So the 2 division winners will be the top 2 seeds, and then the 6 other teams will duke it out for the last 2 wildcard spots. Houston at 4-4 seems to have an upper hand on one of the wildcard spots. If Indianapolis can win, they could probably get in position for the second wildcard spot, and then the team with the best record plays the second wild card, and the division winner with the worst record plays the first wild card. That's how that will work. Who won Player of the Game honors? Yeah, they gave it to Cam Newton, as I figured they might. Our next 3 games, actually we have 2 unplugged games coming up in back-to-back nights. Indianapolis hosts Atlanta. That'll be an unplugged game. And starting next week, these games will be recapped at the start of each week, these unplugged games, when 2 teams with losing records play each other. If a team has a 500 record, then we play their games. But if they are 2 teams with losing records, we skip over those games, and we'll tell you about them at the start of each week. Also tomorrow, Denver on the road to Kansas City, each team 5-2. And then on Thursday, Las Vegas at Arizona, another unplugged game. Seattle and San Francisco. Then on Friday, Los Angeles and San Diego. Green Bay travels to Chicago. That'll be our Monday night game, which will premiere on YouTube at 9 o'clock and be on demand after that first run, approximately 10 o'clock or so. So that's it for this edition of the HTFL. Again, your final, Carolina whomped all over Tennessee 30-3. This is in Big Paulie coming to you. We wish you well, no matter where you are, no matter when you see this. Godspeed, God bless, take care of each other. Bye-bye for now, everybody.